Anyway, if I were not a bird but a fish, then, and I was just living my day-to-day life in my home, and I already was pissed off because I was forced to live in an aquarium, and all of a sudden, some white man's bare ass was slamming into my wall, and I could hear Jenny's little sex voice, I would be so beyond pissed off.
Where do the quiet gays? Where are the quiet gays supposed to go?
How are you?
Good. I've had a very nice morning, and you're gonna make fun of me, but so I've never had matcha before, and because I'm scared of it, but I wanted to try it, and I for free got these like matcha tea bags, like Tea Republic or whatever that you get at Whole Foods or any grocery store.
Yeah.
And so I was like, okay, I guess I'll try it because I have these. And I made it according to directions, and it's this color.
Ew.
And it tastes like nothing, really. So I think that something went horribly wrong. It doesn't taste bad, but I don't think this is what it's supposed to be.
Honestly, I think I've tried matcha like once in my life. So, but I know it's not supposed to be that color.
No. For our listeners, it's a murky
white
cream color. It's not
disgusting.
even a hint of green.
Oh, green there. Was it powder?
It was powder in a bag.
But powder in a bag, lol. Like cocaine?
Yeah.
Okay. But what color was the powder?
Green.
Like green, like matcha green.
Yeah.
What did you do wrong?
I don't know, but when I poured the hot water on it, it didn't really turn the water green. It turned it kind of a gray. I think it just isn't good quality matcha.
Okay, yeah, maybe that's it. That's really weird. I know people love matcha, but I'm not like a liquid fan. I like Diet Coke. I like water. I like wine, but that's like the extent of the liquids I drink.
You know what I found out is that the French don't drink Diet Coke. They drink Coke Zero.
Ew, Coke Zero's nasty. As an experienced soda drinker, Coke Zero is disgusting. Why? Why not? Why? Aspartame?
Because there isn't Diet Coke in France, I guess.
Because aspartame is probably like not legal because it probably like causes cancer.
Probably.
I just don't have in here. It's fine. I'm gonna die.
Yeah. Today our podcast is about the L Word, and it's the season 1 finale. And in lieu of Haylie, it will be performed by Mr. Whale.
Oh my God! You have your puppet.
He will be telling you about.
Where did you get that? Wait, is that a
girl on set gave it to me. I haven't.
That's not a whale.
Deciphered what this is. It has a little tail, and it's orange with little red fins and a little.
Haylie, you're gonna have to
diamond on his face.
You're gonna have to post that on our stories for sure.
Where's my ready?
Okay.
Okay, so
you're gonna have a lot to say about this episode. I just know it.
Oh my gosh, I was watching this and it was really, there were times of horror, there were times of not, and I don't know what else to say about it because
it was the best of times, it was the worst of times. There was cheating, there was sexual assault, there was engagements and cat death. There was a lot happening.
There was so much happening.
This episode was long, too. It was an hour.
Yeah. Well, let's start from the beginning with Bette saying, "Take me somewhere," to Candace as she gets in Candace's car. Candace's car is a character all on its own. Like,
oh my God, I know.
There is this podcast called Angle on Producers. If you're interested in film, go listen to it. It's by Carolina. Oh my God, what's her last name? Carolina Herrera, maybe. and it's so good. And crazy enough, so the guests that they have on there are these like huge people, like the producer of Anora and
Oh wow.
Cynthia Erivo and the DP for Wicked, like all of these big names. And then I'm on Instagram yesterday, and my friend Pam is recording an episode on this as a guest, and I'm like,
How exciting.
Pam! Oh my god! So that's really cool. She's an AD, and she runs actor and director workshops in LA. She's a Latina director, like has groups for that. So anyway, she's a super cool person. But anyway, there's this part on one of these episodes, I forget who was talking about this, but they were talking about like if you have something like a certain car that's becoming a character on a show and it's really hard to get, and like what lengths you go to, and at what point are you willing to to give up? Okay, like maybe we get another car that sort of has the same vibe, because oh my god, this is such a trouble to get this specific car. But whoever has the creative vision maybe sees it as so important to get this specific car, whereas the person who's actually like having to jump through hoops to get it and is paying the bill is like, oh my god, this is not that important. I'm just envisioning like what happened here to get that car for this one scene for Candace, because it was so specific, but also I was like, no, they had to have it because it made her even that much more of this, like, I mean, what Candace is she's this like untouchable, like sexy, you have to have it thing, like you're stuck in this relationship that's just not doing it for you, but like, oh, there's Candace, she's so hot, she's everything you want, blah blah blah, and oh my god, she drives this car, you know, it's like the cherry on top to everything that Bette is so drawn to.
Yeah, I want to talk about this, especially in not the first scene, but the second scene where they like hook up in Bette's office. Like, I really want to talk about the dynamic there. But we'll get to it. Just remind me if I forget, because I had a really very interesting thought that came up. But yeah, she's like but she's also, Candace is like such a cliche too, because she's like a carpenter or like contractor, and she drives this like very contractor-y, like, what is it, like it's a truck, like
it was not a truck, it was it was like a old it was like an old sports car, but like retro.
But it was like old, yeah, okay,
like an old muscle car.
Yes. So Bette's like, take me somewhere, and the background actors at this hotel were hilarious.
Oh my god. I always notice the background actors too, because that's a big part of my job, is directing background actors. Yeah. And I'm always like, look at them counting to 3 in their head and deciding to walk while fake talking silently.
Exactly. And then to like kind of acknowledge that these two women are basically having sex on their way up to their room. And like, don't notice it, but notice it, but don't notice it. Yes. So this is where Bette fully, like, she's been cheating. Like, she's been emotionally cheating. She's been almost physically cheating, but this is where it like obviously crosses the line, because they get a hotel room. And what's crazy too is Bette goes to pay, and Candace says, you don't want this showing up on your credit card. Mm-hmm. Like, the forethought that goes into cheating is like, there are just so many opportunities to stop because you are so aware of what you're doing.
Yeah.
And honestly, I hate Bette. I can't believe I was ever attracted to this woman. But also, first season Bette's like really bad. Later seasons, we'll have to talk about it more, because I don't know. Maybe I'm just like really sick in the head.
You've had your own character arc.
I know.
But arc. You've had your own,
like the same thing.
Yeah. You've had your own character arc this first season with your Bette relationship.
I have, because I didn't remember how bad it was. And then, but in Generation Q, she's not toxic. It's like, what I love about Generation Q is like all of these characters have like grown up. They grew up, they did a lot of self-work, and they're much better. Also, time has passed. Like, and they got to rewrite the show like within our current political and cultural like understandings of the world now. But okay.
So then next we have Jenny, and she is on a date with this woman as they've just had this like, and it's Robin. They've just had this intimate moment in bed together, we can assume, because they're laying there naked and their faces are like almost touching and they're looking at each other in only the way that lesbians do. And and she tells her that she has a date tonight, which is an insane thing to tell a woman in an intimate post-coital moment, but she does anyway. And then Robin is like, I think I'm jealous. And that's good. Like Jenny and Robin both come to this conclusion that this jealousy is a good thing. And, you know, I think that Robin is very non-toxic, but I also think that this thing going on here in this particular moment is a little crazy.
Yeah, I really like Robin. I like her character a lot. Like even throughout this entire episode, I have like one little thing where I'm like, wow, you know, but at the same time, I'm like, Robin does seem very non-toxic, and I do. And okay, so I want to hear what you thought was crazy about it, because to me, I was like, I think they're just figuring out that they really like each other because like Robin's jealous, but Jenny's weird. She's like, I think that's a good thing. And I'm like, is it a good thing because you guys are realizing that you really like each other? Or is it like a good thing because you're like, yeah, be jealous of me?
Yeah, see that, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I think it's both, but I don't know. The vibes felt weird to me.
Okay. That's fair. I thought it was weird too. So I'm with you.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, cool. But then they go back into having sex, and here's where I started spiraling, because this was not sexy to me.
No, the way it was shot was not sexy. I was like, I get what you're going for here, but it's weird. It was so weird.
It was like a montage of their hands fading in and out, and like I don't know, they were trying to be very it was just really weird vibes all around. But what really sent me over the edge was the weird hand, like cupped hand on nipple.
Yeah.
As though these women had never had sex before, like they were aliens who just landed on Earth, and they were like, is this how to do sex? I think so. I think we are having intercourse.
Yes.
Like weird. Humans do. And then their hands, they were so hesitant. Like it would take them like 5 shaking seconds to like cup the nipple. And I went, no! Stop! Just know what you're doing, please. For the love of God, right now. I beg you. Yeah. It was painful to watch.
Have sex better, please.
Yeah, honestly.
I don't know what that was. Because to me, I feel like the L Word has like pretty decent sex scenes. And this one was like, they like trying to be artsy.
Yeah, you know, I feel like the sex scenes in the L Word have been split 50-50 with them being good and them being horrifically cringy.
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Again, it's the time. Also, like, this was the first show to show like lesbian sex, and so I don't know if they didn't know how to shoot it or they didn't know how it would be received. So I think they were playing with a lot of different things to like see how they would hit, or like see what the audience liked. You know, I think they were really experimenting with a lot of different things at the time. That's my like off the top of my head idea.
I want to know who they consulted. Like, did they consult lesbians? Were there... Well,
I know there are a lot of lesbians involved in the production, but yeah, I don't know.
I don't feel confident in this scene that any lesbians were involved.
No, this scene in particular, no lesbians.
I do declare this was a homosexualist act. um, moving on.
Yeah, moving on from that horrific scene.
Tim bears witness.
Oh
to
yeah,
the
I forgot
horrors.
about that. So I watched 20 minutes of this episode, the first 20 minutes like last week, and then the last 40 minutes this morning. So the 40 minutes in the end, I'm good on. But yeah, I forgot about Tim. Although I do remember thinking like, okay, Tim, like, good job, like, good boy, because he left. He didn't like really watch. He was just like, oh shit, like, okay, I'm gonna leave the newspaper and like go. No, your reaction shows something different.
No,
Okay, tell me.
because I mean, sure, yes, he does walk away in the moment, but then he absolutely turns scary man later about it.
Okay, well, yeah, definitely. I'm talking about the scene where he sees them like having sex, like the 30 seconds where he like sees them having sex, he looks away, he doesn't look back, he starts to walk away, and he's like, oh, I'm gonna leave the newspaper. Because when he comes back and he leaves the newspaper, he doesn't look again. And I was like, okay, like that's actually like okay. I don't know. But he does go crazy later, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Actually, he's such a dick. Like I hate this man. Really.
But yeah, in this moment, he did fine. Then after that, we see Bette once again not doing something good, and her and Candace, when she said, "Take me somewhere," Candace took her to the hotel. Like you said, they put it on Candace's card, and they are in the hotel, and they're going to town. And this scene was, in my opinion, actually really cheating. Like, their chemistry is so good, except they're freaking cheating. Like,
I know.
It ruins it.
I know, because they do have insane chemistry. Like, it is very fun to watch. Like, but the fact that they're cheating. Okay, I want to ask you something. Mm-hmm. What do you think of Candace's like role? So like when I think about cheating, you know how like it's super weird where like, okay, say my partner cheats on me and then I get mad at the person she cheated on with. Right? Like to me, I think that's so weird because like you should be mad at your partner, not the third person, because that third person has no responsibility to you, right? So like for me, I'm like, yeah, Candace knows that Bette's in a relationship and like, yeah, she's doing like a bad thing. But to me, I'm more upset with Bette.
I mean, yeah, I think it is like the person in the relationship's responsibility to be loyal to their relationship. Although I think that, like, say, if you're Tina, I don't think that it's wrong to be also upset with Candace.
Sure.
Candace does know what she's doing. Yeah. And, like, while it isn't her responsibility to, you know, like, keep Bette loyal.
Yeah.
She does know that she's hurting.
Yeah.
Tina. And so I don't think that it's misplaced to also be upset, but I do think it would be misplaced if she was only upset with the person that she's cheating on her with.
Yeah, that makes sense. What did you think about Candace telling Bette you can't always be in control? Because this plays into the dynamic I want to talk about in the next scene where they get together in Bette's office. I have a lot to say about this. It's going to sound like I'm defending Bette, and I'm really sorry to everyone, but I'm not defending her. I'm just trying to understand her.
This line took me out of it a little bit.
Okay.
Because it felt cheesy compared to the rest of it. Felt like super organic to me. Yeah. And that part felt kind of like a cheesy porn video.
I totally understand that. but I think it was really important for Bette's character understanding by the audience. Does that make
Tell
sense?
me more.
Okay. You know what? I'll just jump to it. So the scene where in the office, okay, I'm so sorry. I'm like 10 myself. Let's remember what's happening with Bette. Okay. She's under an insane amount of pressure at work with this like very anti-LGBT critics coming at her about, an installation that she's very passionate about. Okay. Her partner has just had a miscarriage. Her relationship, she's questioning. Not because of Tina or anything on that, just like in general, right? And I also feel like Bette takes a lot of responsibility, like on herself. Like she does a lot of the things, like she takes care of everything for Tina. And you know what I mean? And what's interesting is the control part is Bette very much likes to be in control. And I think the idea of being taken care of herself is very like intoxicating because even if you watch like the sexual dynamic here, like they're kind of at the beginning like fighting for lack of a better word, like who's gonna be the top, right? Like they're fighting over who's gonna take control and like make the other person come first, like just to be frank, right? So then in the second scene, Bette very much just like releases control and lets Candace be the one in control without fighting for it. You know what I mean? So for me, I just feel like it's Bette like releasing a lot of things and like letting go and allowing herself to like be to not have to do everything, right? In this like one way she can. Because having a partner who just had a miscarriage, like that's a very out of control feeling. She couldn't do anything about that, right? I don't know.
Mhm.
I don't know if this is like way off base, but that was kind of like my thought because when Candace comes up behind her in her office, you almost hear her like a sigh of relief, like, oh, thank God, like someone's here is going to take care of me. And like, yes, in a sexual way, but like at the same time, it's more than that. It's like, I think that's why she spiraled so hard in the shower of like, just, I don't know what I want. I don't know what I'm doing. These are what I think her thoughts are happening in the shower, right? But she's just very like, I don't understand myself right now. I don't know why I'm allowing this to even happen, but something's wrong and something's off. Yes, I'm cheating, but like something inside of her is like off. And she doesn't like that feeling because it is like a loss of control too. Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, break
Yeah.
that down.
I think you're on.
Yeah. So I don't know. And I'm not defending Bette, but I do actually kind of feel for her pain because I think this affair is happening out of pain.
Yeah, well, of course, when people do bad things, a lot of the times that is coming from a place of they aren't doing well, or
Yeah.
like not a lot of people who are perfectly happy and balanced in their lives are doing things that they're going to really regret later.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it's just a little bit of my empathy coming through for Bette. But I lose all of it in the last scene with them, honestly. Like the last scene where Tina confronts Bette, and then the scene where Tina's in Alice's apartment, like really breaks my heart. Like she can't even say it. She has to like anyway, we'll get there. Um, so yeah.
Yeah. So well, their little hookup, this part was so crazy too, because this also just put Candace in deeper shit for me, because Tina very innocently calls Candace while she's hooking up with her partner.
I know that was so sad.
Yeah.
Like Tina's so innocent.
Yeah, for plumbing help to help the kids nonprofit. And like help cleaning the pipes while she's cleaning Bette's pipes. Please. Please, people.
I did put those plumbing things together in my head too. I was like, oh, that's funny.
And Candace goes and agrees to do it for free out of guilt, presumably.
Yeah.
And Bette absolutely loses her freaking mind on Tina and calls her selfish and says that she's taking advantage of Candace and that she like forced her into doing that for free. And Tina is like, oh my God, where did this come from? And starts crying because, of course, that does not feel good to have your partner say those things to you, especially when it's not true.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It's
And
really,
that's,
really hurtful, especially because I feel
yeah.
like, and maybe I'm projecting here, but like, I feel like Tina is very unselfish person.
Mm-hmm.
And so for like Bette to call her selfish, I think would really deeply hurt Tina. Because I think she tried
Absolutely.
very hard to put other people first. Like,
Yeah.
I would know right then that something was up in my relationship. I would know right then that why is when your partner is defending somebody harder than they're defending you, or they're hurting you in defending someone else, that's a red flag to me.
Yeah. Also,
Like,
why is she defending her? Like, there is no need for defense.
right. There's nothing wrong with anything Tina did.
What Bet is trying to prevent is Candace spending time around Tina lest her secret is revealed.
Revealed. Yes, she's acting literally insane. Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it's really bad. It's bad. I did feel really bad for Tina. I felt bad for Tina this whole episode in so many different ways. And like, Tina's not my favorite character. She's really not, but I do see a bit of myself in Tina where I'm like, we're kind of similar. Um, and I was like, God damn, that was me in the situation. I don't think I would be reacting any differently. And like, she's still being treated like shit.
Mm-hmm.
I feel bad.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. And then we have poor little Shane. I felt
Oh,
so
God.
sad for Shane this episode. So, okay, we have Clea, who is the like 16-year-old daughter of Sherry.
Very good. Sherry Jaffe.
Yeah,
One
Sherry
of my favorite
Jaffe.
characters.
And Clea lies and tells her parents that her and Shane are together, which is an insane lie to tell, not just because her parents are like, well, her dad specifically is homophobic, but also that could put Shane in jail.
I know.
Shane is like
She's
30.
delusional.
Yeah. Like that is that's a big no-no just age-wise. But Clea does not care. Clea is in love with Shane, obsessed.
Crazy.
Yeah, completely just thinks that this is a thing. Shane, on the other hand, keeps telling her, no, Clea, we can't be together. I'm in love with someone else. Well, then, Shane goes to Sherry to tell her, like, no, this isn't true, because Sherry is so hurt and betrayed that Shane would be with her daughter. And so Shane, like, gets into the house to tell her it's not true, but then Clea puts it together that Sherry and Shane are together, and she is, like, all freaked out. But also, Sherry's reaction to Shane coming to her and telling her that it's not the truth, we see like they're definitely in love with each other. We already knew that Shane was in love with Sherry, but it's obvious that Sherry is also in love with Shane just by how like the relief in her face and the way they hug each other and all that.
Hug.
Yeah,
I know. And God, I just feel bad for everyone this episode. Like, feel bad for Sherry. I feel bad for Shane. I mean, I don't really feel bad for Clea, but I mean, I guess I do because she's just a little girl, you know? But yeah, Sherry's reaction I felt was very, and this is why I love Rosanna Arquette as an actress. I just think she can pull off emotion so well. Like, I don't know, is that called like method acting or something? But like, she can pull off just, you know exactly what she's feeling. Like, her facial expressions are so good. Her body acting is so good. Like, I don't know. I love Rosanna Arquette as this character, and I love that she like agreed to do it way back then. But yeah.
I mean, they had to destroy everyone's lives in this to bring us back for season 2.
I know. And Sherry is in season 2. Like,
I
I'm
mean,
pretty
she
sure
has to be. They
yeah,
couldn't leave
I'm
us
pretty sure
here.
yeah, I know. So then Shane's like going a little insane and sleeping outside the house, and the cops are like, "You need to move." And she's like, "No, I'm waiting for someone." And the cops are like, "They're the ones that told us you had to move."
Hmm. Yeah, she got a restraining order.
Yeah.
Crazy. Oh my God. If my girlfriend got a restraining order on me, I'd be so sad.
Could you imagine? But the husband did that. Like,
Yeah.
that wasn't Sherry.
If my girlfriend's imaginary husband got a restraining order on me, I'd be so sad.
It'd be so sad. Yeah, that would be a very sad thing to do.
Yeah.
Um,
So then Tim and Jenny get divorced. Well, they don't. They talk about it.
yeah.
And this is when Tim comes in and he's calm at this point.
Yeah.
But he's like, "Listen, Jenny, I just think we need to get divorced. We're still married and we're in relationships, we're doing things, and it's just not appropriate. So let's get a divorce." And she's like, "You're so right, Tim. This is so sad." And he's like, "Yeah, it's fine. Let's make an appointment." And so that's it. And then Jenny's sad. Cut to Dana, also sad, sobbing actually, because Mr. Piddles died. And her terrible girlfriend is very insensitive. Her name's Tanya. We don't need to use her name though, because she's the worst.
She is the worst. I don't even feel bad about what happened with Dana and Alice because I hate Tanya so much. And I do think she killed the cat. Either
Probably.
by like neglect or just something more harsh. Like,
She probably bought a lily and fed it to him.
I hate her. I choked so much because I hate her. I choked on my spit because I inhaled really hard to say I hate her more.
I don't understand why none of the friends except for Alice are like, "We need her away." I mean, all of them don't like her, but they have all accepted that she's there. And I'm like, "Girl, Dana's acting crazy. Don't let your friend act crazy."
I know, but like it's like one of those things like Dana's so like naive and little and like new, I feel like, to the world. And like if it's like with kids, you can't like you have to pick your battles. If you tell them no, they're gonna like do it harder. I feel like that's what the friends are doing. They're like, "No, this is like her first like real." Well, no, there was Laura. But it's like if you tell her no, like don't date Tanya, they're gonna be like Dana's gonna just turn around and be like, "You guys are ruining my life and you don't care about me." Like, you know what I mean? Like she would react like that. I miss Laura.
Yeah.
I like Laura.
I know. I hope she's making really good meals and she got a job at a Michelin star restaurant.
Can I tell you something?
Don't spoil it.
Okay, no, I won't tell you anything though. I'll be quiet. I know all our listeners are like, tell her. But okay, so then in the midst of the cat funeral, Tanya tells everyone that they're getting married.
Yeah.
Which is
Crazy.
insane.
So
Dana. No.
Yeah. Also, just like the timing of that, the vibe of that, her switch up from sad to delighted is just too quick. I can't keep up, girl.
It's pain. Like, it's just like, grief. Grief is a terrible thing. I hate it. But yeah.
You know what else? People have got to stop putting their pets in the freezer because your food is in there.
I know. It's so nasty.
Have some concern for your sanitation, please.
Yeah, no, don't do that, guys. Please.
Anyway, there's a reason there's diseases and things like mad cow disease.
Yeah.
Moving on. Candace is breathing so hard when Tina hits her with the, well, I guess you know what I want to talk about. Like when, so they meet up, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
I think I got ahead of myself before when I was talking. I'm just reading my chronological order notes.
Yeah.
I got ahead of myself. But this is when she brings her to the thing. But Candace is breathing so hard. And then Jenny, or blah, 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 and then Tina hits her with the, help me with my plumbing. Candace is like, whew. But anyway, then Jean and Jenny go on a date to the aquarium.
Yeah.
And Jean's ex did not do it for him. He was not meant to be with this woman. He's like sitting there complaining about how his ex hated all things aquariumness.
Yeah, right.
And she's like, oh, she didn't get the aquarium? What kind of woman is that?
Jenny's trying too hard. Like, Jenny's trying way too hard.
But then Jenny like immediately jumps down this man's throat, fucks the man, and they're at his job in a stinky aquarium for all the fish to see, like on the glass aquarium wall.
Yep.
If I were a fish and I like this one,
like your little fish on your finger, yes.
Yeah. Wait,
looks like
is
a
this
bird.
a bird?
Oh, it's a bird!
It's a bird!
Oh my God, you thought it was a whale and it's a bird.
Oh my God, this is a beak.
Yes.
And this is a bird tail, and these are wings.
Oh my God, that's funny.
Tweet, 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 tweet. Oh, okay, mystery solved. Anyway, if I were not a bird but a fish, then, and I was just living my day-to-day life in my home, and I already was pissed off because I was forced to live in an aquarium, and all of a sudden, some white man's bare ass was slamming into my wall, and I could hear Jenny's little sex voice, I would be so beyond pissed off.
Yeah, no, that's, I can't. What do you think is, okay, so that, but while they're fucking, Jenny starts crying.
Yeah.
What do you think that was about?
Well, this is the first man she slept with after Tim.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it is that, like...
Oh, you thought it was that. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, she kind of just, like, destroyed this... Not only this relationship with Tim, but, like, the way that she thought that her life was going to be. Like, she had her life set up, you know? She was married to him. Mm-hmm. She was living with him. Like, they had this nice place. And he has a real steady job, and she had her life set up. Yeah. And now she's living in a shed, and she works at a grocery store to get by, and that's not what she wants to do. She wants to, be a writer for a living. Right. And she did it all so that she could be with the woman who she loved, and this woman betrayed her and hurt her so badly, and now that's like completely gone. And so now she's trying to be with a man again, but like I think that might feel just emotionally very overwhelming, and maybe it feels like a little bit of a betrayal to herself and like confusing to her, even if she is bisexual and attracted to men still, and maybe it feels confusing to her for it to not be Tim. Yeah. And yeah, I just think that was probably a lot to process in that moment, and she probably felt like that was what she wanted, and it was exciting, and she was attracted to him in the moment, but once it was happening, sometimes that sort of thing can just hit you like a wall.
Yeah. Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I felt bad. I'm just feeling bad all episode.
Yeah. Okay, so then Jean is at Jenny's place
Oh, right.
after this whole thing.
Right. I forgot about that. That was weird.
Yeah. And Tim sees Jean leave in the morning, and he comes bursting into Jenny's place like the second that Jean leaves.
I am telling you, he's scary.
He's completely terrifying in this part. And I mean, we've seen glimpses of him like this before, like when he's grabbed Jenny's wrist and yelled at her, when he's been mad about other things in the past, but this was like
next level.
To me, the scariest that he's been.
Yeah.
Yeah, and basically he yells at her about how she can't be having other men in here, and that it's disrespectful to him, and that if she is, with women, fine, but if it's not a woman, then it should be him, and that she promised. And she stays really calm, and she's like, well, things change, and you're in a relationship, and we're not together anymore, so I really don't think it's any of your business who I am with. And he does not like that answer, and is just like kind of scary and violent towards her.
Yeah.
And this is where he tells her that she is like a cancer to his life, and that he wants her out of it. He never wants to see her again, and they're getting divorced immediately. And yeah, just like insults her character.
I feel bad. Let's count how many times Lauren says she feels bad in this episode. I'm gonna have to do that on the editing. One of us will have to do that. Yeah, so I mean, I actually, Jenny's response I felt like was actually very healthy. Like, but it was also like, I feel like the word that's coming to my mind is like need driven. Like, she had to like calm this man down to protect herself. Mm-hmm. But what she said was like very measured, very cool, calm, and collected, and true. So I don't know. I'm really excited to get rid of Tim.
Yeah, for sure.
What?
So next we're at the CAC with that scene you were talking about with Bette and Candace.
Yes.
And this was so alarming to me. I was stressed out. Like, I could not even focus on what was happening, because they're at the CAC where Bette is she's an important figure here. Okay. And
if I had my own office, I would fucking it.
That's so stressful. That is so stressful. I could never.
Oh, I know you could never. I love it. That is like, sounds hot to me. Like, yes, this is my office.
I think that would be like the least hot thing ever to me. I would be just completely a nervous wreck the entire time.
Oh my God, we're so different. Just lock the door.
What made this even worse is that it's not soundproof and it's opaque. The wall is opaque, and they're fucking against it, and they're shaking the door. They're literally slamming against it, and the wall is like shaking, and it goes into the hallway where you can see people are walking past, so you can see them. They can see this naked woman's ass slamming against the, like, and everyone knows that's Bette Porter's office. Oh my God, that's mortifying.
I mean, if it wasn't cheating, I'd be into it. So yes, we talked about that scene. That was just there to, like, I feel like reiterate that Bette is fucking up.
Yeah. And then next we have Bette and Tina in the shower. Well, it's Bette in the shower, and then Tina goes in to like help her because Bette is having this meltdown. And
crisis.
Yeah, and I'm like, girl, Tina, don't help her.
I know.
You don't even know.
It's not in Tina's nature to not, like, she doesn't know, right? But I still think, like, even if she did know, like, I feel like she would still be like that. She'd still, like, help her and have compassion and empathy. I'm not saying she should. I'm just saying she would.
Yeah.
But so now we have, like, a big showdown kind of at the CAC, and everything pops off with, like, multiple characters. Shane gets confronted by Sherry Jaffe's husband, is like, if you come near my daughter or my wife ever again, because now we can assume that Shane's affair with Sherry is like out in the open amongst the family. I'm assuming the daughter told the dad, right? Or even Sherry. But she's like, I will, he says he will kill her. He will find her, he will kill her. He won't be able to like, she won't be able to walk down a street and be safe. And I was like, God damn, these men are so aggressive this episode. So poor Shane. But can you talk about what happens with Shane and Sherry? Because I kind of checked out at that conversation. I don't know what happened, but I know that they talked.
Well, Shane just approaches Sherry trying to talk to her, and Sherry is like, you heard him, he'll kill you. And that's
mostly it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's very sad.
Yeah.
Then, go ahead.
There's also Tim.
That's what I was just going to talk about.
Yeah.
Because honestly, that was a great line. Like, he's such an ass, but he, like, poor Gene doesn't know what's coming. And he's, like, just introducing himself. And he's there with what's-her-face, Trish. Which is, like, so gross. That's, like, a little baby. But, like, just walks up to Gene and is like, oh, nice to meet you. Did she tell you that she's a dyke? The way I was gagged, like, that sounds like it would be out of, like, a drag queen's mouth. Like, he is so petty and, like, but in, like, such a, that was, like, I don't know. I was like, I kind of respect that. That was good. Like, it was
he said it with venom.
Yes. And I was like, oh, I don't know. Something about that tickled something in my brain. Like, did she tell you she was a dyke? Like, God damn, that was harsh. Like, the way the vitriol that comes off that word out of his mouth made me want to punch him in the face. But at the same time, again, I was like, I respect that. That was good.
Yeah. Very homophobic of this man.
Yes. And who else is there but Robin? And Robin pissed me off. Because it pissed me off at Marina, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I was so mad at her. Like, leave Jenny alone. Like, just leave her alone. What's the there's a song, there's something that this is reminding me of. I don't know if it's the Billie Eilish song where she's like, you made me hate this city.
Olivia Rodrigo.
No.
Yeah.
That's Billie Eilish. And I don't talk shit about you.
That is Olivia Rodrigo.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yeah.
No. I have it on my Spotify. I'm looking it up. It's Billie Eilish.
What?
Internet confirmed. Happier than ever. Yeah. Girl, don't make me question myself like that. Gaslighter. Jesus. What does it say? It says, yeah, at the very end, it's just fucking leave me alone. And I feel like that's how I feel. Like, that's how I want to protect Jenny in this scene, because Jenny runs into Robin and is like, oh, this is your Thursday night thing, which honestly, I thought it was really good because, like, the lesbian art world, I feel like is so small. Like, it should have crossed their minds that they both might be at this, right? Like, and I don't know. But then Marina walks up and, like, whispers something in Robin's ear right in front of Jenny. And it just honestly broke my heart for Jenny. And I was actually really glad that she had Jean there, because she's like, Jenny did the thing where she wants to leave, but she asked Jean, like, you want to go, right? Like, you want to go? And he was like, oh, no, I don't. And she's like, I want to go. And he was just like, okay. And, like, like, he's such a sweet guy. He's not going to last, but he's a sweet guy.
Yeah. Well, the thing is that it wasn't even that they just, like, both happened to be there. It's that Marina intentionally planned this entire thing from the get-go because she saw Jenny and Robin together.
Yeah.
And wanted to hurt Jenny. Like, she didn't even like Robin. She just did this whole thing. And you know what? You know what Marina's song is?
What?
You're so vain.
Yes. Oh
You
my
probably think the song is about you. You're so
so
vain.
vain.
You're so vain.
You're absolutely correct. And that actually also makes me sad because I like Marina's character. I actually feel really bad for her up until this point. What? What are you
Your count is so high right now.
so sorry? This I think it's a testament to the show that it can make me feel so terrible. Um but no, I think Marina's really hurt too. Like I think she really did love Jenny. I think in a perfect world they could have stayed together. And I think that Marina's character kind of spiraled a little bit in the writing, in the way they wrote her, because I don't feel like the Marina at the beginning of this season is the same Marina at the end. I don't know if there was like what happened in the writing there, but sometimes I can spot when like, oh, we're gonna turn this character into this. And I felt like that's what happened with Marina's character, you know?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I did feel bad for little Miss Jenny
Yeah.
having to get out of there.
We also have Ivan and Kit.
Oh shit, we haven't talked at all about Kit and Ivan. Okay,
Yeah.
let's talk them and then we'll go to the very climactic ending of this episode.
Yeah. So,
What do you
okay.
think of this? Yeah, do the storyline. Tell us.
This whole thing is freaking me out.
Oh,
So-
why?
Because, okay, they keep dating.
But like Kit doesn't know they're dating.
Kit, she knows. She's a grown up, but she's just like in denial about it.
Yeah, but why do you think she's in denial?
Because
yeah, tell me.
she is attracted to Ivan, but she only wants her to be a he, and so she's just like
She's very
she's
caught up on that.
yeah, she's like attracted to him in drag.
Right.
But then when Ivan is a girl, then she's like, but she's a girl. And
Right.
so she like wants to be around Ivan the person. She likes the way that Ivan treats her, blah, blah, blah. But like she's just so hung up on, but I'm a straight woman, straight woman. And so she's fine, apparently, with dating Ivan as long as Ivan's in drag the whole time. Which, like, just makes me feel so weird because then Ivan is like changing themselves to just fit whatever Kit needs as opposed to just being whoever they are.
Yeah. But this made me feel like maybe Ivan is trans.
Maybe, but also like they should be trans on their terms if they are.
Absolutely. Absolutely. The thing that I liked about Ivan was when they were at that dinner, and what pronouns are we using? He, she?
I'm just using they because it's unclear to me.
Okay.
Because sometimes Ivan's using she and sometimes Ivan's using he. Maybe Ivan is gender queer, like gender fluid. I don't know.
Yeah. But the thing that I really appreciated about what they said to Kit to kind of make her think about it, because Ivan does call her out and says like you know what you want, or like you don't know what you want, or like how do you know that you don't want this? You're showing me that you do. So how do you know what you want? And I think that makes Kit think. But I do feel like Kit is straight.
Mm-hmm.
Based on how hung up she is about Ivan. Like, I don't know. It's a very confusing situation. Because Kit could just like let go. Like, try it. I'm not trying to like force Kit to be gay or anything like that, but like you're clearly very attracted to this person. And that's okay. All of your friends are lesbians. You're in the music industry, which is very queer. Like, just try it. Maybe you like it. You really like Ivan. You know, I don't know. The whole episode, I was just like, Kit, but also if you're straight, then leave him alone.
Yeah. Because Ivan really likes Kit, which is what Bette was telling Kit, is like, stop playing with him. Like, he's not a toy.
Right.
The other thing, and this is just a personal thing, is that um it freaks me out that Ivan is like very stiff.
Okay.
I don't know how to put it well, or like articulate this thought that I have, but like everything that Ivan does is very like, oh, let me put my arm here, like I'm a robot
Intentional?
servant man, and I'm gonna walk like my posture is perfect, and I'm going to talk like everything.
Yes,
It's
yes.
almost
Yeah.
like Ivan is like a animated robot character or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I smell what you're stepping in.
Yeah, and that throws me off because I'm like, what?
It doesn't feel
Why?
real.
Yeah, like why don't you like move like a human?
Yeah. I don't have an explanation for that. I was thinking like maybe it was like to show the intentionality or the difference in Ivan as a character as opposed to all the other ones, but yeah, I don't know what that is. Maybe it's just a weird acting choice.
I don't know. And then I was so embarrassed by his performance doing I'm Your Man in the garage. Like, he kept putting this fedora on and off and on and off and on and off. And I'm like, okay, if there is a fedora, that's red flag number one.
Seriously.
Abandoned
Fedoras.
fedora.
Oy.
That is my number one tip. Someone that I know had a really bad date with who we call Red Fedora Man.
Ah!
And Red Fedora Man wore a red fedora, played smooth jazz in the car, took her to a burlesque club,
Ooh.
and everyone there knew him by name, like all the servers.
Oh,
and
yikes. Yeah, no, bye. That's weird.
I'm just saying, abandon fedoras.
Yes, abandoned ship. That's really funny. So
So
yeah,
anyway.
that's Kit. We will see Ivan next season too. So
But anyway, so at our like peak of this CAC thing, we have red alarm, Bette and Candace being sketchy, and poor Tina inside, like a woman from the outside looking in, except she's inside and they're outside, and she sees them through the window so far away. So close, but you're so far. And they have a little hand touch, and she just knows they're too close for coworkers.
well, and I feel like everything makes sense to her now. Why Bette was so angry, like why she was in the shower having an existential crisis. Like I feel like she put all the pieces together and was like, aha,
Mm-hmm.
there's my answer. I'm not crazy. This is not my fault. Like it's right there. There it is. And so
Yeah.
they get home. And the crazy thing is they drove together. So they had to drive home together.
Wait. Okay. So this is a wild choice to not approach her in the moment, but to like sit there and wait and wait and wait and wait and wait.
That's how I would too.
You would?
Yeah, I would wait. I wouldn't do it at the CAC, obviously. Like it's not, the night isn't about that, right? And for me, when I get upset, I get really quiet because I don't want to act out of my emotion. I don't want to say something I'm going to regret. Even though I'm thinking it, like I need my confrontation to be very measured and like thought out. I'm realizing I don't think people like that. But I can't help it. Like that's how I can do it so I don't lose my cool, right? Which we do see Tina. We have to talk about this scene. This scene is kind of fucking crazy. It did not age well, I don't think. And I think, yeah, we gotta talk about it. But she does. She sits there and she confronts Bette, and all she says is, I know, and I saw it. Like, and Bette is probably relieved that it's like out in the open, honestly. But she tries to like weird choice to try and touch Tina and like give her a hug when she's that hurt. And Tina, I think rightfully has the right to like push Bette away in that moment and be like, I don't want to be touched by you.
Mm-hmm.
Then it takes a very scary turn. And I want to get your thoughts on this. What do
Yeah.
you think happened here?
I think Bette raped Tina.
I think she did too. And not just like passively either. Like she like held her down, ripped her dress, and meanwhile like Tina's saying, "Stop it. Stop it."
Mm-hmm.
And I think it was very traumatic in my watching of it. And what's crazy is at the time this was not perceived that way at all. And I think it's because it was between two women.
Wow.
Yeah. But I also want to talk about like what do we think of Tina's then change, like turn?
Like where she starts to kind of have sex back.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, part of it just seems like almost self-protective, like, well, I guess this is happening.
Right.
So, and part of it, okay, so to me, just backing up a little bit because this connects in the same way to me.
Yeah.
It made sense to me why Bette reached out to try and hug Tina when it was out in the open of what she did.
Right.
Because I'm sure, like you said, it was like such a relief, and also, it's just like a big emotional deal. And these two have been each other's person and like safe space.
Yeah.
That, I mean, it's the same concept as a kid and a parent of like when a kid acts out around their parents because it's their safe space. And
Exactly.
like even when a kid gets in trouble from a parent, they still want a hug from their parent. And, so it makes sense to me that Bette went in for comfort from Tina, even though Tina obviously does not want to give it to Bette. And in that same thread, it also kind of makes sense as to why, if Tina is already in this situation where she is the victim of non-consensual sex and she feels like she is stuck there and this is her safe person who is inflicting this on her, that she would also like want to seek some sort of comfort.
Yeah. It did feel like comfort to me when she flipped. You said what I was thinking that I didn't have the words for.
Yeah.
Like not routine, but like this is still my person and I'm so hurt, but like this is comforting because she's still mine,
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's also very confusing for Tina. And I think it's also very telling that the next scene we see is Tina not inside her house, outside of her house at a different location, like Tina left after that.
Mm-hmm. There's also another part of me that thinks part of this may have been Tina giving in a way of maybe this is the last time. Like this whole thing is so horrific. Like she's been having an affair. She's now raping me. Then like this is the last time I'm going to be with this person that I love so much in this way. Like,
right. Yeah.
I guess I just
do it.
Be present in this moment, I guess. I don't know. I would love to know what she was thinking when this happened, but we'll never know. But those are thoughts.
Yeah. I want to look up whether these actors have talked about this scene. Like has Jennifer Beals and I think I forget what her name is. Laura something. I know it's like mine. Laurel Holloman. There we go.
Yeah.
Addressed season 1. I guess not. It doesn't. I can't find anything off the top of my search, but yeah, I would love to hear what these characters now think like of this.
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
okay. So last scene, Tina leaves, and oh no, wait. We have to talk about one more scene,
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll talk about Tina.
Yeah.
So Alice goes over to Dana's and knocks on the door, and you can like hear Tanya being fucking annoying in the background. And Alice just says to Dana, like, you can't marry Tanya. And Dana's like, why? Like, I don't understand. And then like Alice kisses Dana. Did you see that coming?
I didn't until Alice was on her door.
Okay.
At her door. Like leading up to this, I did not see that coming. But then the second that Alice was at her door in the night, I was like, oh yeah.
What do you think of Dana kissing her back?
That made sense to me.
Yeah.
Because I think I don't think that was something that Dana ever thought about before that moment, but I think that Dana is kind of subject to influence.
Yeah. I think you're right. She's very she is very easily manipulated, as we can see with the Tanya relationship. But I think you're right. I think she had thought about it, and then when she thought about it, she was like, actually, though, maybe, right? That meme with that girl, it's like, ugh, actually.
Yeah.
That's one of my favorite memes. That's me sometimes, because I'm like, I'll say the first thing that comes out of my head without thinking about it, and then I'm like, wait, I actually don't think that. I actually think that was not what I meant to say. So yeah, we're gonna see what happens with that little thing right there.
Yeah. And now we have Jenny.
Oh yeah. I forgot a couple things. So sorry, guys. Jenny has a little meeting of the minds with Jean and Robin at the shed, which I was like, this just seems really mature to me. To be honest, this actually seemed very mature. Like, okay, we're all adults here, and this was a really shitty thing that just happened to this girl that we like. So we're both going to be there for her. I don't know. What did you think?
Yeah, well, and it wasn't even really like intentional at first. I mean, because Jenny was there with Jean, and then Robin shows up and clears the air with her that, oh my gosh, Jenny, I'm so sorry. I had no idea there was a history between you and Marina.
Right.
And also, oh, I'm sorry. Robin is already at Jenny's house when Jenny and Jean get there.
Yeah.
And also, you might want to listen to your messages, because I couldn't help but hear while I was sitting here. And this is crazy to me, because Robin, who's just been dating Marina for like weeks now, is there to hear this message from Marina to Jenny saying, Jenny, I'm so sorry. I'm still in love with you. Please, I need another chance. And then Robin and Jean are arguing about like who should leave, and then Jenny is like, no, I don't want either of you to go. So then they all stay there together and have the best time. And honestly, Jenny turned this weird, uncomfortable situation into something like kind of beautiful and magical.
I agree. And that's why I say I feel like it's very mature, because it's like all of them are like, none of this is anyone's fault. Or anyone's fault that's here in this room. Like, nobody is at fault here. Like, this is just the situation that we find ourselves in. So let's just be like, let's just be tonight. Let's figure it out later. Like, we all clearly have good intentions. We all clearly like Jenny, but we can all just be people right now, and it doesn't have to be about that. And
Yeah.
I appreciated that.
Yeah, and that was allowed to happen because from the beginning, each of those three relationships, like between Jenny and Robin and between Jenny and Jean, those relationships were built on honesty from the very beginning.
Right.
And both of those people, like you said, care about Jenny as a person. And it's also born out of Robin and Jean being able to put aside their feelings for Jenny for this moment and like not have any jealousy over the other person being there as well.
Yeah. I like all these characters. I mean, like Jean's like, okay. Like, you know what's interesting? I was thinking about it when we were talking about Jean at the CAC when he was like, yeah, let's just go. This episode was full of like very aggressive men and then the exact counter type to that type of man. You know what I mean? Where Jean's just like very understanding, like very just soft and kind. And I'm like, I appreciate you, Jean.
Yeah.
Like even his response to Jenny about Tim's comment, like, oh, I knew you were sleeping with women, but I didn't know you were a dyke. Like
Yeah.
that was such a nice way to play that off.
Mm-hmm.
Like he wasn't like all macho and like, oh, I'm gonna fucking kill that guy. He was just like, oh, I'm sorry that happened to you. Like I didn't know that about it was sweet.
Yeah.
Okay, but now we can talk about Alice is so funny. I love Alice's character. She's like gets into her house, is like walking down the hall, and she's like, Alice, what are you fucking doing? Like talking to herself. But then like the whole mood shifts because we see Tina's on the couch and like she's just sobbing and she really can't even like speak. And Alice is like, what's wrong? And you also have to remember with Alice, like Alice has known Bette longer. Alice and Bette like dated. And the reason they broke up was like because Bette met Tina, right? So for Tina to be the one to go to Alice, like it shows how strong their friendship is. I really love that. But yeah, Tina's that's just like all the names, all these women's names. Alice is just like, what happened? Like, what is going on? And just consoling her friend. And, you know, Tina finally figures out a way. Like, it's very like cinematic, not climactic. It is climactic, but it's also just very cinematic the way she adds Candace's name to the chart connected to Bette. And like, that was such a good, expressive way to communicate what happened to Alice without telling her. And then it just cuts with like her holding Tina, Alice holding Tina, hugging her, and just saying, like, I got you. Like, you know, it's going to be very interesting, season 2, episode 1, because we know that everyone's going to find out, right? Like, and what is going to happen to this friend group.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, the splintering that's about to happen. Because Alice and Dana, Bette, Alice and Tina, Marina and Jenny is already, but now there's like this weird extra thing.
Yeah.
Ah!
It's crazy. It's going to be good. Season 2 is really good.
I can't
Can
wait.
you believe we made it all the way through season 1?
Crazy.
It only
Good
took us
job,
like a year and a little bit.
Yeah.
I hope everyone stays with us for the next 10 years while we cover the rest of it.
Yeah. And our next book up, oh my gosh, have you started reading it yet?
Nope, not even a second. I'm behind on everything in my life at the moment.
It's so good.
Is it? It's
Yeah.
the first one in a series, I think.
It's so good.
Okay.
It's called Vessel by Samantha Joe, everyone. It's book 1 of the Bonded Earth series. And I was, to be honest, a little bit skeptical because it was, in my mind, for some reason, I thought it was about like fairies.
It's not? I thought it was too.
Oh, then probably I thought that because you told me.
You probably got it from me. I probably lied to you about what this book was.
And it is not about fairies. It is definitely science fiction, like post-apocalyptic sort of deal.
Oh, cool.
It is so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hope I can get through it because I'm so behind on everything. I'll open it. I'm gonna crack it either later today or tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's our next book. maybe it'll come out next Tuesday, or maybe it'll be the week after, depending on how slowly Lauren reads. Um, and then after that, our next book is going to be American in Paris. Yeah.
Yes, because Margaret sent us copies of that too. Thank you, Margaret. And so we're excited to read that. Also, I've been talking to Jen about getting on for an author interview for The Unfinished Line. So we need to schedule that because we haven't talked to her about it yet, and I'm still dying to talk to her about that.
Oh my God, you're right. We have so much to do. I love our podcast. I just do. Okay, great. Well, that is the lineup of what's coming up. I'm sure we're gonna probably have an L word sprinkled in there because I need Haylie to watch the season 2. So we'll do that as well.
And you guys, please leave us a review if you listen to our podcast because really, truly, it would help us out a lot.
Yeah.
When people go to look up our podcast, it helps if they can see the people that listen to it that like it. So if you could,
and if you know us in person and you haven't left us a review, I'm judging you. I will call you out by name. I swear to God. You guys, I know you listen, Lindsay. I know you guys listen. Can you please write us a review? Okay, thanks. Love you guys.
It really would help.
Susie, you're reading books now. So do it. Okay, that's it.
And how you do that is if you listen on Apple Podcasts, you can just click like right on the page and say write a review, and you rate with stars, and then you write your little review of it. On Spotify, I actually don't know if you can leave an actual review, but you can rate with stars.
Yeah.
And then on Audible and everything else, you can also leave a written review. So please do that for us. It would really be so awesome. And then we'll shout you out if you leave a review. So anyway, we love you guys.
Just kidding. I would. I don't care. But yeah, love you guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Bye.